This is a blunderbuss. They're a really effective weapon. Look how many pieces of glass or nails could shoot out the end of this thing. This was McCarron's chair. It's got a lot of history to it.
Got a squeaky chair.
A man strolls in wielding what he calls the seat of power, literally a senator's chair. Rick perks up faster than a caffeinated hawk. Turns out the chair once belonged to Senator Pat McCarran himself. And if the name sounds familiar, it should. McCarran freaking International Airport, anyone?
What do we have here?
I've got the seat of power. It belongs to Senator McCarran.
Rick's practically floating when he sits in it. He even jokes, "I feel like a better person." You can tell he's really into this one. But before dropping big bucks, Rick calls in an expert. And let me tell you, when the history guy arrives, the plot thickens real fast.
Senator McCarran was a very powerful guy in the Senate. He was the first native-born Nevadan to be elected a senator of Nevada.
The museum expert confirms it's the real deal, an authentic Senate chair used by McCarran himself. The guy even dropped some tea. McCarran was a power player and a controversial anti-communist. Honestly, the tension here isn't just political, it's price-based.
I'm Mark. I'm the administrator of the Clark County Museum System.
What have we got here?
Negotiation time. The seller shoots for $5,000. Rick fires back at $3,000. A few back and forths later, Rick clinches it at $3,100. His relief, palpable. He looks like he just dodged a bullet and scored a historic seat in the process.
I gotta have this chair, and I don't even care about selling it. It will get people in the door because it's a big piece of our state's history.
Just when the store's energy starts to settle, boom! A dude rolls in with a NASCAR fire suit worn by Ryan Newman. Hot item. Literally. The guy wants $1,000. Rick's face says, "This ain't Dale Earnhardt, buddy."
Got a Ryan Newman fire suit. I believe it's from 2002, 2003.
In comes Johnny, the in-house NASCAR guru. He quickly authenticates the suit but notes the gloves are mismatched knockoffs. Even still, he values it at $600. That's a huge blow to the seller's dreams. You can see the disappointment radiate.
At a warehouse, actually, working for a company. On a box with the suit, the gloves, and they said, take it.
The haggling? Spicy. Rick starts at $400. The seller groans, pleads for $500. After some serious poker faces and passive-aggressive smirks, they settle at $450. Strip down the street, you'll get rid of it, Corey jokes. Talk about a burn.
I know on the internet there's suits like this. I've been going for about $2,500.
Then boom, blast off to the next item. A guy walks in with a picture of the Gemini launch autographed by a bunch of astronauts. Corey's intrigued but skeptical. No paperwork? That's a red flag the size of Saturn.
So I called up my buddy Drew to come down and check it out to make sure these signatures are authentic.
Corey's concerns are valid. Sure, there's Buzz Aldrin, but some of the other names, totally unrecognizable. Corey calls in Drew, an autograph expert, and here's where jaws drop.
This is authentic. That would be the number one, the most valuable signature, definitely.
That's why we call you in, man.
Because guess what's on there? Freaking Neil Armstrong, the first man to walk on the moon. Corey literally gasps like someone just told him Elvis came back. Drew confirms the signatures are 100% legit. This picture's worth $4,000 to $5,000 easy. Negotiations blast off again. The seller dreams of $3,000. Corey offers $1,500. The seller shoots back with a hopeful $2,500. Corey holds the line like an air traffic controller. $2,000 flat. The seller sighs and takes it. Big smiles all around.
Okay, these are definitely not auto pens. Okay, so now we have to move on to the next stage.
Next up, a warehouse renovator who shows Rick and the old man two massive wood carvings from a hotel renovation. Think ancient warriors, horses, princes, straight out of an epic Indian saga.
Well, there's some wood carvings that I've acquired, and I just need to get them out of my yard. If you see, I got quite a lot of...
They're beautiful, yes, but practical? Not so much. Rick's concern is valid. They're big, they're cracking, and probably tourist grade. After a lengthy walk around and some appreciation, Rick passes. The seller shrugs. He just wanted them out of his garage.
Asian wood carvings can be worth big money, especially the pieces that are really old, handcrafted by real artists.
Finally, Rick surprises the old man with a brand new office, and it's hilariously heartwarming. Desk, coffee, comfy chair, everything. The old man pretends to hate it, but that little smile? Golden. A perfect, mellow ending to a seriously high-energy episode.
Surprise!
This is nice. What is it, Rick?
This is your new office.
A guy strolls in holding what looks like a medieval musket straight out of a pirate movie. Turns out it's a blunderbuss, and he wants 10 grand for it. 10,000. Corey and the old man are instantly intrigued, but also very skeptical. Is this the real deal, or just antique cosplay gear? Either way, this thing could shoot nails, glass, or probably Chumley's ego.
Good. I got something you might be interested in. That thing's been in my family for a long time.
Rick drops the historical hammer. It might be a Lazar barrel from the 1600s, which could mean serious cash. But wait, Rick's skeptical face appears. There were more fakes back then than real ones. You can almost hear the seller's hope deflate.
It's a Lazarino barrel. He was one of the most famous barrel makers of the 1600s.
Okay.
Rick calls in Sean, the antique arms expert, who confirms the barrel is legit. But everything else? Not so much. It's like strapping a Ferrari engine into a lawnmower. Cool, but mismatched. Still, Sean values it between $2,500 and $3,500. The seller's dreams of a 10 grand payday just took a cannonball to the hull.
The guys at the pawn shop call me in whenever they get any really cool.
Negotiation time. The guy starts at $8,000. Rick laughs like it's open mic night and counters with $500. The haggling gets real. $2,200? Nope. $2,000? Sold. The seller walks off a little bruised but 2 grand richer. Talk about a financial musket shot.
I mean, it's not 10 grand.
I'll take 8 then.
Next up, possibly the most extra vehicle ever brought to the shop. A 1978 Coca-Cola branded motorhome rolls in like it's on a fizzy red carpet. The owner wants $50,000. Rick's jaw nearly hits the pavement. You'd need a huge driveway and a Coke obsession the size of Texas.
So is this it?
It's a 1978 Coke-sponsored motorhome.
This motorhome is pure vintage vibes, red upholstery, classic engine, and apparently constant Coke fans yelling on the highway. Rick loves it but knows it's a tough sell. He starts the offer at $20K. The seller, offended. That's a low ball.
Around $50,000.
I just, you have to pay registration fees and insurance on this thing all the time. I'd go 20 grand.
Tension rises faster than soda foam. 30K? 35K? The guy won't budge below 42K. Rick draws the line. There is no blue book value for this thing. Boom. Deal dead. But the seller walks away smiling. He still loves that massive red soda can on wheels.
35 is tops. I will not go a dime more. There is no blue book value.
Enter a dainty little book titled Secrets of Charm. Corey and Chumley roast each other instantly. Corey suggests sending the old man to charm school. Ouch. The customer wants $30. Corey hits her with a $5 offer. Cue awkward silence.
I have a book here.
Secrets of Charm. We've got good standing habits.
They settle on $15, which is actually a win considering she bought it for 50 cents at a thrift store. Talk about flipping vintage sass for profit.
Well, I was thinking maybe $30.
I was thinking more like $5.
Then comes one of the most jaw-dropping pieces, a 1989 San Francisco 49ers Super Bowl ring, owned by a cheerleader. Corey's shocked. This isn't just player swag, it's team spirit bling. The customer's goal, sell it to fund a honeymoon and a pitbull charity. That's wholesome hustle right there.
I've got a 1989 49ers Super Bowl ring.
Where's the real ring?
Corey respects the sentimental value but hits her with reality. It's a cheerleader ring, not a player's ring. Translation, worth maybe $400 tops. She's clearly disappointed, especially after name-dropping Joe Montana like it was gonna add 5 grand.
My husband at Husaberg would like to take my stepdaughters to Greece, money to a Pitbull Foundation.
Rick returns to the blunderbuss buyer and lands the $2K deal we mentioned earlier. But the real bombshell? An autographed photo of The Who, signed by 3 of the original members, including Keith Moon and John Entwistle. 2 of them are dead. That's big money potential.
I came to the pawn shop to sell a photograph of the band The Who, and it has autographs of all 4 of the members.
Autograph expert Drew inspects it closely. Fewer than 4 signatures actually make it more believable. And yes, it's authentic. Value $2,000 to $2,500. The seller's pumped.
With an autographed picture of one of my favorite bands, The Who. I'm a little suspicious about the signature.
Corey throws out a cautious $1,000 offer, citing recession woes and framing costs. The seller fights back. When $750? Nope. $100 is Corey's final offer. He takes it. Honestly, still a solid win. A framed piece of rock history headed to a college fund. Epic.
I think 2,000 is a good starting point.
2,000 retail.
To 25 retail.
Just when you thought things couldn't get weirder, a guy brings in a 1960s speed reading machine. Yes, seriously, Chumley's instantly hooked like it's a shiny toy. The seller wants $5. Rick offers $20 just to get it off the floor. And to give Chum something to mess with that won't explode.
Speed reading course.
Sweet. I can't wait to learn how to read fast.
The episode closes with Chumley trying to speed read a book on charm. Irony level? Off the charts. Corey watches in horror while Chumley defends his manners with Cheeto-dusted pride.
Tell me, do you want it?
Heck yeah, this thing's...
Yeah, I'll give you $20 for it to give it to him.
A man strolls in holding what he claims is a World War II photo album signed by General Patton himself. His grandfather, a combat photographer, allegedly captured these rare images while assigned directly to Patton. Rick is instantly intrigued, especially when the guy says there are only 3 copies in existence. We're talking Eisenhower, de Gaulle, and even a photo that's still classified. Now that's serious bragging rights.
Hey, how's it going? What do we got here?
Got a George Patton photo album from World War II.
Where in the world would you get this?
My grandfather was assigned to Patton for 3 months during World War II.
So your grandfather was a photographer, or?
He was a photographer, yes.
The customer boldly asks $10,000 but says he won't go lower than $5,000. Rick plays it cool but clearly knows this could be major. He brings in expert Dana to verify the signature. Dana analyzes it with forensic-level scrutiny, only to deliver a gut-punching verdict. The Patton signature is printed, not original. Oof, the air just leaves the room.
Got a Purple Heart for taking shrapnel in the leg.
I have to take my hat off to your grandfather, for Patton was not an easy person to be around from what I understand.
Still, Rick tries to salvage the deal, noting the photos are historic even if the autograph's fake. But pricing it? That's a gamble. The customer refuses a $500 offer, fearing family disownment. And just like that, the historic album walks right back out the door. Talk about a plot twist.
Really next to impossible, but
Oh, this is a tough one. It's worth something, it's just...
Next, a guy brings in an early 1800s French antique travel kit, basically a silver-filled suitcase of grooming elegance. Rick flips through it like a kid at Christmas. Turns out, nearly every piece is sterling, some 950 grade French silver. Rick estimates the scrap alone at $1,500, but the craftsmanship could make it worth 5 to 10x more.
Got this old travel kit.
Whoa.
Bet there be a lot of silver.
Yeah.
The seller shoots for $10,000, but Rick opens with $6,000. Negotiations ping-pong back and forth until they finally shake on $6,500. Honestly, the seller admits he got it for free, so that's a monster win. One man's attic trash is another man's $6,500 treasure.
I'd estimate the scrap value of the silver at least $1,500. But the quality and the craftsmanship of these pieces.
Then comes one of the weirdest flexes yet. A guy shows up with children's-sized boots autographed by racing legend Willie Shoemaker. Why so small? Because Shoemaker was 4'11" and wore a size 1. I did not see that coming.
Hey, what can I help you with?
Hey, I have a pair of Jockey racing boots autographed by Willie Shoemaker.
That is one little boot.
He wants $4,000. $4,000 for boots smaller than a sandwich. Rick's skeptical, especially since the signature is barely visible and the boots are beat up. But the customer claims they're from Shoemaker's 7,997th win, just 3 races shy of 8,000. Drama overload.
Did into the Racing Hall of Fame in 1958. The man was very famous. I think they're worth $4,000, but I'm hoping to walk out of here with.
So how'd you get these?
I got these from a friend of the family. Her father.
Rick calls in his buddy Drew, a handwriting expert who dives deep into the ink strokes like it's CSI, Autograph Division. He confirms the signature is 100% authentic. Even better, the boots are likely race-worn. Now we're cooking with gas.
I brought in a pair of Jockey boots signed by the great Willie Shoemaker. So I invited my buddy Drew down to take a look.
So the value? Maybe $250 if everything checks out. But Rick lowballs with $500 due to the faded signature. The seller pushes back to $800, but Rick stands firm at $500. Finally, with a sigh, the guy accepts. Look, $500 for tiny history-worn boots isn't bad, but it stung watching him give in.
Willie Shoemaker's signature is not exactly rare, but if Rick can get this for the proper price, it's definitely a good idea. Horse racing buffs will definitely pay.
So how much were you looking to get out of them?
Next, Rick and Corey head out to a garage stacked with over 175 collectible Jim Beam decanters. We're talking Greek gods, animals, war memorabilia, and Japanese figures. Like a bourbon-themed museum exploded. The seller wants $4,500. Corey literally laughs.
Earlier, I got a call from a lady with some antique decanters. So me and Corey are on our way to go take a look.
So this is why I called you.
Wow, you got a lot of booze here.
Rick offers $500. The seller's like, come on, at least $4,000 worth of stuff here. But Rick isn't moved. She pleads for $600 and Rick finally caves. Honestly, just watching Corey dread hauling all that glass back was priceless.
Here.
Can we take him out of the box?
This baby's worth
$1,200.
Where'd you get that number?
I got it off the internet. That was what they were asking for it.
Then comes the wild card, a bulletproof vest. The guy wants $300. Corey immediately questions how old it is. Turns out it was bought in 2007. Yeah, 2007. That thing's practically vintage. Rick educates us on Kevlar expiration like he's reading a cereal box. Still, he offers $150. The guy shrugs and takes it. Expired armor for $150? Sure, why not?
Yeah, I use it for work.
No, I mean, use it.
No. Luckily.
Finally, Rick regrets the mountain of glass now overtaking his shop. We got like 10 more cases of those things coming in. He groans. Corey just gives him a look like, whose bright idea was this?
You'd think something tough enough to take a bullet wouldn't have an expiration date like a carton of milk. But it's true. Over time, Kevlar fibers break down. So the manufacturers suggest every few years.
A man struts in clutching what he claims are authentic Normandy invasion battle plans. Rick's jaw nearly dislocated. If this stuff got into the wrong hands back then, history might have hit the delete button, Rick says. The guy's hoping for $6,000, but even Rick can't drop cash without knowing if it's pre or post battle. Lesions of tension already. These documents might have seen more action than a Marvel movie.
I have some battle plans and after-action reports from the Normandy invasion.
Rick flips through the pages like he's Indiana Jones decoding secrets. One set appears post-battle. Yawn. But then he spots some dated before June 6, 1944, and that's when the sparks fly. The possibility that these could be actual D-Day planning materials sets Rick's mind racing. But before throwing cash, he phones a historian buddy because if he's wrong, he's just bought $5,000 worth of fragile old printer paper.
160,000 men stormed the beach of Normandy, but man was it costly. Thousands died.
Then enter one of the weirdest customers ever. This guy walks in with just the head of a stretch serpent toy. Not the toy, just the head. I pulled the heads off toys and saved them, he says. Corey's face is like, what horror movie did you crawl out of? But plot twist, this creepy plastic noggin might actually be worth a fortune.
I'm coming into the pawn shop today to sell my 1978 stretch serpent head.
Corey drops the bomb. Complete stretch serpents sell for around $12,000. And you kept the head, Corey laughs. The customer shrugs, totally unbothered by the plastic massacre he committed as a child. The haggling begins. He wants a few grand for it. Corey offers $300. The dude shoots back with $800. Corey finally locks it down for $500. I swear this toy head had more negotiation power than a used car.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So you threw the rest of it away, huh?
It was pre-shot.
Just as that ridiculous deal wraps up, a new guy brings in an old-school leather football helmet from the early 20th century. Rick lights up. Dude loves football gear. How's it feel? Rick asks. Not good, the guy says flatly. Honestly, same energy as putting on jeans after a nap.
I'm coming down to the pawn shop to sell my old football helmet.
Rick goes full football historian. These helmets were basically shoemaker leather hats, and they let 12 guys die one season before making them mandatory. Still, the helmet's in great shape, but Rick isn't here to cuddle with nostalgia. He offers $100. They haggle like it's a flea market and finally settle on $130. Not bad for dusty leather and broken dreams.
Thing with them, this was just like a thick hat. The neat thing is most of these were tossed.
Next up, a man with Franco-Prussian war saber bayonets. My dad was a surgeon. Patients paid him in antique weapons. The guy says casually, like that's totally normal. Rick cracks, I thought you were gonna say he used them in surgery. Honestly, same. These bayonets look like props from a Tarantino film.
We have a pair of saber bayonets from the Franco-Prussian War. I got them from my father.
Rick gets real. While cool, these blades are more display wall than battlefield legend. The customer wants $500. Rick hits back with $125. They meet at $130. Man, Rick was in a $130 mood today, huh? Not a bad score for a pair of slightly rusty murder sticks.
But what makes this one special? It doubled as a sword. They could easily detach, so if you suddenly got the urge to go all Zorro on somebody, you could just pop it off.
But the real drama? It's back to that toy head. Corey's grand $500 gamble doesn't sit well with the old man. You spent how much on a piece of plastic? He yells, practically foaming at the mouth. Corey doubles down, betting he's right. And if he loses, he cleans the whole store. Stakes high.
This isn't the best deal I've ever made, but they'll definitely look cool in my display case, and I will make some money off them.
Toy expert Johnny finally walks in like the god of verdicts. He inspects the head and drops the hammer. This, easily worth $4,000 to $5,000. Boom! Corey wins. The old man is speechless. Even broken clocks are right twice a day, he mutters as he grabs a bottle of Windex.
What do you want to bet? I'll tell you what, you clean the shop if I make money on it.
Okay, I agree.
Meanwhile, Rick's historian friend arrives to check the Normandy documents. After flipping through them with reverence, he confirms it. Some of these are the actual pre-invasion plans, the stuff generals would have killed to keep secret. But here's the kicker. They're too fragile to frame or sell. They'd fade in the sun like vampire diaries.
Understanding of what its value is historically. So, Rick, what are your concerns on these?
Rick's heart sinks. These documents are museum quality, but not shop quality. I can't frame them, can't sell them. I run a business, not a history class, he sighs. Respectfully declines the deal. The customer walks out with priceless history and $0. Talk about a brutal reality check.
Pieces rather than display pieces. These are quick production pieces from World War II.
We wrap up on a high note, the old man begrudgingly scrubbing display cases while Corey struts around like he just beat the stock market with a broken toy. You missed a spot, Corey jokes. I'll kick your ass, Corey, the old man fires back. Classic.
I don't know how Corey did it, but he managed to make money on half a toy. Hell, even broken clocks are right twice a day.